When Jesus was sent by the Father, he was sent for a particular mission. And that mission was to save. Jesus came onto this earth as a human being in every single sense of the word. And because he was a human being in every sense of the word, he could not remain on earth forever. He was the firstborn from the dead. He was the first to be raised from the dead. That was the unique gift which the Father gifted to Jesus because of his obedience. And after Jesus was raised, even though he had a physical body where he could eat a piece of broiled fish or prepare breakfast with his disciples or show them the nails of the bark of the nails in his hands and his side, yet Jesus could not remain on earth in this form and had to ascend into heaven. And this is what we celebrate today. The ascension of Jesus primarily tells us this, that Jesus has completed his work on earth in every single meaning of the word. He was sent to save. This salvation was to come by reaching out to every single person in love, which is what Jesus did. He reached out in love even to those who would not accept him, even to those who rejected him, even to those who spit on his face, even to those who crucified him. He was able to forgive and love and accept everyone. After living his life, after completing that mission given to him by the Father to show the world the way of love, he had to go back. And so, in a sense, the ascension on one hand is the completion of the work of Jesus on earth, and now going back to the place where Jesus does belong. But besides that aspect, there is another aspect that Jesus talks about in the gospel text of today, taken from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 16, verses 5 to 15. In these verses, Jesus appears to the disciples. In these verses, Jesus makes himself known to them, but in these verses, Jesus also gives the disciples a mandate, a mission, a commission. And this mandate and this mission is to preach to every single person, not only in words, but also in action, that they are loved unconditionally. This is the proclamation of Jesus, and this is the proclamation of a disciple of Jesus. When Jesus speaks about the signs that his disciples will do, namely drinking deadly poison which will not harm them, picking up snakes which will not bite them, doing other kinds of deeds which will impress them. He is not talking literally of doing these things. What he is talking about is doing actions which will inspire people, which will impress them, which will open their eyes and their hearts to witness that there is something new going on here. One thing about Jesus was that he could either be loved or he could be hated, but he could never be ignored. And this is what we as disciples are called to do. And this is the invitation, the commission, the mandate that is being given to us. If we imitate Jesus in the truest sense of the word, it is not necessary that we must be having miraculous powers in order to turn water into wine like Jesus did, or necessarily to make the blind see and the deaf hear and the lame walk. We may not have those miraculous powers, but we will surely, every one of us has the power to love. Every one of us has the power to be selfless. Every one of us has the power to reach out to somebody in need. And we do not need to do great things. As a matter of fact, if we were to count the number of miracles that Jesus worked according to the synoptic gospels, roughly around 30 miracles in a 3-year ministry. If Jesus worked 30 miracles in a 3-year ministry, it is of an average of 10 miracles a year, which is not even 1 miracle a month. So it is not the amount or the number of people that we reach out to, but the manner in which we do it. If each one of us makes a decision to inspire one person today, to be a witness to one person today, we will have celebrated the ascension of the Lord in the best way we can. Jesus has gone into heaven. Jesus has taken his rightful place at the right hand of the Father, and even as he does that, he wants us to continue to make him known by the words we speak and by the actions we perform. In the Acts of the Apostles, Luke begins by telling Theophilus all about the mission of Jesus, all about what Jesus did in the first few verses, but then he also goes on to say that before he left, he gave that mandate to his disciples to be his witnesses every single place on earth. Will you witness to Jesus today through your words and by the things that you do? A happy feast of the Ascension.